family. I hope you're busy getting ready for the holidays. We certainly are here. You know, it's like pretty close to Christmas. Hope you have the cards done. Hope you have your shopping pretty much done. Maybe not wrapped yet, but at least you have the shopping done. Anything you need to get in the mail, get into the mail as quickly as you can so that you're sure that those people will get their gifts for Christmas. It's a wonderful time of the year. It's a season of giving. And I hope that you're teaching your children and grandchildren that, you know, they don't always have to be the recipient. They need to give. Like Toys for Tots, Children's Hospital, Bundle Up. Those are great programs locally here. I know Toys for Tots all over the country, but locally and nationally, there are many charities that it would be great to have your kids get involved with because they need to know it truly is better to give than to receive. And if your kids are hung up in I want, it's time for a change. And the change is let's give somebody else something that they might need rather than just want, okay? Well, today we're going to do part 2 of our cookies. Last week we had a rip-roaring time with part 1. We had such a good time. You know, it was such fun to be in the kitchen with a bunch of us just all doing cookies together. And I've talked to them all on the phone. They've all said, man, that was the most fun we had. It was great. Well, today, Patti, who works with us here and who is a baker by trade anyway and has her own business, she's going to show us some cookies, and I'm going to show you some other cookie recipes. So stay with us. We'll be back in just a minute. But first, here's the at-home hint. Here's today's at-home hint. Poppy seeds have a crunchy texture and a nutty flavor. They're used as a filling in various cakes, pastries, and coffee cakes. Because of their high oil content, all poppy seeds are prone to rancidity, so they should be stored airtight in the refrigerator up to 2 months.
If you have an at-home hint, a favorite recipe, or just a friendly greeting you'd like to share, we'd like to hear from you. Post it in the comments of this video or visit our Facebook page.
Well, we're kicking off cookies.
Yes.
Like you've never done this before in your life, huh? Only thousands and thousands and thousands to her. Okay, what are you doing?
Lemon almond cream cheese cookies.
This is a dainty little tasty, huh?
Yes, it's out of this world.
If
Very,
you like
good.
lemon and almond, this
Very
is
good.
the one for you. Okay, while she's doing that, I'm going to be making potitsa. Potitsa is a Slovenian,
right.
and it's like a nut roll, and you make it with puff pastry. How easy can that be?
Yes.
So we're going to bounce it back and forth. Okay, good,
Okay.
Patti. Tell us what you're doing.
All right, I have butter and cream cheese already softened in here, and I started mixing that up. And then I'm going to add 2 cups of sugar. And while that's going, it gets incorporated real well. You got your sugar, and now we're putting in the almond extract.
Oh, that's easy, huh?
Very easy.
And I love that almond.
And then we have the lemon. And the lemon zest really makes a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very good.
You gotta do that
Fresh lemon.
You can get that in a bottle, but I would never buy it.
It's much better that way.
I think you're
this
right.
way. I love it.
I think you're right.
And we add our flour.
Okay, how much flour is that?
2 cups of flour.
Okay. This makes a pretty good many too, huh? Several dozen, 5,
And they're
6
little.
dozen.
They're nice, dainty,
Dainty,
little.
yeah.
They're so yummy.
Okay, while she's
Pop a
doing
half
that,
dozen at a time.
get it all done, huh? Don't worry.
Yeah.
What I'm doing here is just rolling out my puff pastry. You get 2 of these in one box, okay? And what the recipe I give you will be enough for 2, so for the filling and everything. So you just want to spread this out. Basically, you want to get those marks out of there that show, and follow the instructions on the box for thawing this, because that's really important. What I want really is about a 12 by 16 rectangle. We're almost there. Okay, how are we doing there?
Great.
You got it all together. Okay.
Put it all together.
While she's doing that, here's what we're doing with, this is 3 cups of ground nuts. I'm going to add 1 egg. We'll beat that up a little bit. Some brown sugar. Some white sugar. This is about 3 tablespoons of cream, light cream. You could use milk too, I'm sure. And let's see. Oh, honey. Honey, yes. We want to get in there and get all that out of there. Just like that. Okay. And cinnamon. 1 teaspoon. Now that's the filling for the potitsa. And Hey, could you hand me one of those spoons over there?
Got it.
You're just rolling those in a ball,
Yeah,
huh?
rolling them in a ball and then you flatten them out.
Okay.
Very
Is
easy.
is that on a grease sheet or?
No, there's a lot of butter in here. You do not need to grease your sheet.
Okay, now when we were experimenting with this, tell us what happened with those air
We did
bake.
the air bake ones, and
Yeah.
they did not bake as well. They spread out
Too thin.
too thin, and the consistency of the cookie was totally different.
Yeah, it wasn't good, was it?
No, it wasn't good at all.
Went too flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think those air bakes are good for like chocolate chips and
Right.
cookies like that, but for these light lemon cookies, you need a regular cookie sheet.
And those are only about an inch big, right? Mm-hmm. You don't want to get them real big anyway, because most cookies are big. You want
And
something
there's-
small you can pop in your mouth.
And there's no leavening stuff. There's no baking soda powder, so
Right.
they're not gonna get
Raise
real
all
big
over
on
the
you.
place, yeah.
But boy, are they good.
Okay, so this is my nut filling. Now remember, this makes 2, okay? So when I get to this point, get the extra flour off, and we're gonna add about half of this filling. Doesn't that look good? Wait till you taste it, tastes even better. Okay, that's about half. Okay, now, if you don't have one of these, go get yourself one, ask for it for Christmas. That's an offset spatula. And it's so easy because your knuckles aren't down getting into the nuts or whatever you're spreading. It's because it lifts it off. And this is great to have. Great for icing cakes or whatever. We're going to spread one end clear to the end of the dough, just like that. Spreads nicely. If it gets too thick on you, add a little cream, a little milk, but it should be fine.
That looks wonderful.
Yeah. You want your oven on 350 degrees. What's yours on?
350.
Is yours on 350 too? Okay. And see, just keep spreading this. Looks like, oh, it's not going to work, but it does. Patience is a virtue and very necessary when you're baking.
Exactly. Exactly.
Ask Patti. She's been baking how many years, Pat?
About 18.
Phew.
18 years. 18 Christmases.
Wow. That's
yeah,
amazing.
A lot, isn't it?
Yeah, when she starts taking orders, her order's filled in 2 days, so they keep coming back.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, in your nuts, you'll find a little shell. You want to be sure to pick that out because nobody wants that.
And you usually can't find them till you're done grinding the nuts anyhow.
This is true. This is true. So you want a 1 inch around the edge, like a border, just like I have it here. Okay, now, this is the key. This is the most wonderful thing. You start on this lower edge, okay, and you fold it over like that. You do the first fold. Now you take the sides, fold the side in the whole way up. See, do you ever have a problem with those ends? They'll come out while you're baking them or whatever. Not with this, because look how it sticks to itself. And then you just keep on tucking and rolling and rolling. Look at this. You have your nut roll. Is this great or what?
That is great.
You put it on a buttered pan. You don't have to leave it raised or anything because you know what? This is puff pastry. Now all you do, take a yolk of an egg and some cream and mix it up just like that, and we're going to paint that. Now tell me what you do with yours.
All right, I just made mine into little balls, and then you just take your hand and you slightly press them down just to flatten them a little bit.
Okay.
And that's all you do, real simple.
Now, but you're going to put something on them when they come out of the oven,
Yeah.
right? Tell us the rest of what you do.
Once they come out and they cool, I dip them in a little bit of white glaze and then sprinkle them
Which
with
is powdered
almonds.
sugar and water.
Yeah, powdered sugar and water, and then sprinkle them with almonds. And they are just
They are
delicious.
awesome. I'm telling you, those are delicious. Look how easy this is. And this is puff pastry, so this is going to puff when it bakes and get brown. And this goes in for 45 minutes, 350 degrees. We'll take a break. When we come back, more cookies from right here at home.
Do you love watching At Home with Arlene Williams? Then be sure to check out our new YouTube channel. It's filled with classic episodes from over 20 years of At Home, and more videos are added each day. And don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Well, if you just joined us, you're joining a cookie party, right?
Right, yep.
We swap places because now I need the mixer And she's going to make something. This is called Hawaiian Delights. This is a fabulous, it's a bar cookie. Those are the best. Go ahead.
Yes. It's 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of sugar, 2 eggs. Easy to remember too, because it's 2, 2, 2.
Everything, yeah.
2 baking soda, 2 baking powder.
Great.
And you don't need a mixer for this, which is real nice.
You just mix it by hand?
Mix it by hand. It comes together real easy once you throw in the pineapple. And you put the pineapple juice and all.
Yeah.
Crushed pineapple, juice and all.
Okay, she's gonna mix that up. While she's doing that, I have some shortening and some butter in here. I've creamed it really, really well. Added some regular sugar. Now I'm gonna add the brown sugar. These are called cherry cordials. I'm sorry, chocolate chip cordials. These are so good because they're different, something real different. And then we're gonna crank her down a little bit. I wanna scrape my bowl. Make sure everything gets, if you have these big mixers, you have to do that with these bowls because you'll have a lot that doesn't get incorporated, right?
Right. Yep.
You really want it to because you don't want those cookies
Yeah,
that
you don't
aren't.
want all that dry stuff at the bottom and too
Exactly.
wet at the top.
Okay, now I'm gonna add some vanilla and 2 eggs. We're gonna give that a little whirl around. That'll loosen it up. So then we can add our dry ingredients. And this is some salt and some baking soda and 2 cups of flour. Makes it great. Look how nice how that changed that dough, just adding that couple of eggs and that little bit of vanilla. Now I'm gonna lift this puppy because I'm gonna do 1 flour, it's 1 cup, 2 cups. All right? And we're gonna let that blend. What are you doing, lady?
I put the nuts and the coconut in this, and all I have to do is pour it into my pan.
How much coconut went in that?
1 cup of coconut, 1 cup of nuts.
Okay, and you just stir it up like that? You don't
Yeah,
have
just
to do
stir it
anything
up.
else?
Look how nice it is.
Did you spray the pan with
Yeah,
the
sprayed the pan with Pam.
Is that like a jelly roll size?
Yes.
Could you make this in a 13 by 9
You
if
could
you
do a
want?
9 by 13, make it more like a cake,
Cake,
and it would
yeah.
be thicker.
Okay.
Very, very, very good.
Wow.
Very moist.
That's too easy.
Very easy, very
easy.
moist, and it makes a lot of these little cookies.
And you're also going to put like a cream cheese icing on that, huh?
That's what makes it extra good. Cream cheese
Why wouldn't
icing.
you like that? Okay,
Exactly.
back to my chocolate chip cordials. I have a whole jar of chopped cherries that I've drained and then chopped them. Just chop them with like a big knife, okay? And you're going to put that into the batter. I'm also going to put a cup of walnuts and some coconut. And, hold on, a whole bag of chocolate chips. You can use the mini chips or the semi-sweet. Sometimes if the batter is real sweet, you kind of want a darker chocolate so that it kind of balances out the sweetness. Now when you get to this point, you're not going to let this go for a long time because you don't want to break up all that stuff in there. I give it a 1 good, quick, fast one. It's done. Okay. Now, here's the fun part. I'm going to clean this off because you're going to take your tassy pans. You're going to line them with paper, little papers. There's the buzzer for something. Linda, maybe you want to check those out. You, Patti, somebody. We got cookies cooking everywhere. We're making them
Bottom ones look
everywhere. We
good.
got them sitting all over the place. But that's fun of the holidays, you know.
Yeah, they look good.
I might tell you, like,
Alright.
just get your family involved. Let the kids make some kind. You say, but you don't know what a mess my kids make. But you know what? If you never let them do it, they'll be like a friend of mine says, my mother never let me in the kitchen with her. You know what? To this day, she doesn't like to cook. She doesn't know how to cook. And she's not a young puppy anymore. She's up there a little bit. And she says it's because I never had the chance to learn.
Yeah, I always
That's kinda
drag my
sad.
kids in, and they love it. They
Sure.
really do. They
Well, I've been
actually
at your
their
house.
friends. The friends are looking forward to it.
They like to come
They
and do
want,
it.
is it our time to do the kisses? Is it our time to do this and that?
Really?
And they look forward to it. It's a great memories.
Wow. Okay, what I'm going to do here, I have my tassy pans, and I have them, make sure you get the right size, these little paper liners. And all you do, see, Becky taught me this last week. She had one of these, and they were excellent, so I went and bought one. And you just take enough, like that, and you drop it right in there. And then you add a cherry on top.
Do you want me to cherry as your
That would be
scooping?
nice, if you don't mind. Now, these all go into a 350 degrees. Actually, these could go 375, but you know, sometimes if you're baking 2 different things in the oven at the same time, you can take that leisure and go at a lower temperature. You just have to let it bake a little bit longer. Now, if Patti was doing the scooping, This whole tray would have been done about 5 minutes ago. She's Mr.
But not as neat. It
Well,
wouldn't have been as
but
neat.
you're fast because you've had to be fast.
Right.
So what's the big seller for at your house?
Lady Locks.
Yeah.
Lady Locks, Lady Locks, Lady Locks.
Your daughter Brittany and I, we did Lady Locks one time. I was helping her because she was jammed up. You used to bake 3 days in a row without sleeping, huh?
Yeah, I used to when I was
Can't do
young.
that anymore. Yeah.
When I was young.
You know, we all did some weird things when we were young, and then we got wise when we got old because we couldn't
Yeah,
do them anymore.
now we need to sleep.
Now we have to have sleep.
Can't
That's right.
function.
But you know, you have those memories that you just don't ever
Right.
forget because they were great times.
And the kids have
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what's
your
nice. I have
kids loved it.
girlfriends and kids that all come down and
Absolutely.
their kids, and they say their best times they remember at Christmas was down in their kitchen,
Absolutely.
making cookies and making messes, laughing, giggling, eating.
Yeah.
You know.
Have you ever participated in like a cookie exchange party, like with other girls that like to bake?
Years ago. Years
Yeah,
and
I
years
did
and
too.
years ago.
It's kind of nice if it's organized with the realization that, you know, all the cookies should be kind of like special
I usually
cookies.
do the baking for people when they're cooking parties.
Oh, when they're going to go to oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they'll say, I need 10 dozen cookies.
And you know what they're doing,
cookie
right?
Party, right.
They're going to a party, yeah.
Yeah, no party.
Now, these are only going to bake for about 13 to 15 minutes, and you want to take a look at them at 13 because everybody's oven is different. And we might get those other pans, Patty, because I'm just going to keep going with
Yeah,
these.
sure.
And how long does your Hawaiian Delights bake?
Probably about 20 minutes.
20 minutes,
Yeah.
okay. If you were baking that in a 13 by 9, like you said, would you do that different time-wise?
Yeah, probably about a half hour,
Because it's
40
thicker.
minutes, right.
Yeah.
Because you want them to brown up and get firm.
Okay. Now, for my liking, this will make about 6 to 7, maybe even 8 dozen cookies. We got almost 8 dozen yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Because we baked some ahead. So this might seem like something the trouble to go to, but honest, it's not a lot of trouble because you get a lot of cookies, which means it's a great gift idea.
just gonna
Put
say
them in a
that.
wonderful tin, and then you have enough for your family. Plus, like somebody's out of town, they've come in, you know, and they're. See, this is why it
It's
takes
alive.
2 people because it gets away from you. But no, you can give them as a gift when they travel home. They have a nice box of cookies to take with them. It's fabulous. All right, that's the first one. 13 to 15, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's just so much fun when we're all together. And we're going to keep doing this. When we come back, we'll show you everything we baked today and some ideas on how to store them. Okay? We'll be right back in just a minute.
Just go to ctvn.org/at-home to get all the recipes from today's show for free. That's right, no subscriptions. They're available online at no cost, and more are being added each day. So join us at ctvn.org/at-home to get today's recipes now.
Now, you're going to want to be sure to send for those recipes because you don't want to miss not one throughout this whole month of December, right?
Right.
Hi, Jenna. This is Patty's little one. She's a sweetheart. We're glad you're here today helping Mama and helping all of us. All right, we're going to take you around the table. Patty, tell us.
Hawaiian Delights, very yummy,
Aren't they
very
beautiful?
moist.
Very moist.
They look-
She put the cream cheese icing on and
Right.
sprinkled them with some nuts.
You could also put a cherry on there, sprinkle them with coconut, whatever you guys
Variety,
like. Yeah,
yeah.
whatever you want.
Beautiful. And that makes a big pan full.
Yes.
And down here,
The lemon almond cream cheese cookies.
Yes.
Very, very yummy.
these are very light. These are
Very
very
little.
pretty.
Oh,
Very
they're pretty.
dainty. These would be nice for a wedding, even like all year long, something special. Back here, we have our chocolate chip cordials. Look at this. I mean, these freeze beautifully. Look at
They're
that.
so good with that chocolate.
Oh,
on there.
that chocolate.
Oh my.
Oh my, yes. And then this, let me take a little piece of this and just show you. Look at the nuts. This is our potitsa,
Right.
which is Slovenian for a thin pastry that is filled with walnuts, cinnamon, and honey. I tell you, 45 minutes, they're wonderful. They freeze well. This is a great, if you're just getting started with your cookies, this would be great to get started with these. Now,
Yes, it is.
you can also freeze, like you have a tin. You want to do that when you do your layers, do wax paper between, particularly if they have an icing or if they have like a chocolate on them or something like that, because when you take them out, they're going to be sticking together if you don't. So I put a layer, pop them in the freezer for 5 minutes, bring them out. That sets it enough. Put another layer of wax paper, another layer. Seems like a lot, but it really isn't because you're doing other things in the meantime. Those freeze well. You want to wrap them in plastic wrap first and then in foil. I don't ever like to put the plastic wrap next to the food. Do you?
No, the foil.
The foil,
Right.
Sorry. Do you like?
No, I don't
think
either.
that's good.
No, I don't either.
I think it's better to do the plastic wrap because
then
it
the
doesn't
foil.
leave any
Right.
kind of a taste or
Funky
anything.
taste, right?
Especially with acid foods, like if you're doing tomatoes, you definitely
It just
don't want to do
burns it right off.
And now you say, well, I don't have a lot of like tins and stuff. Collect them a little bit at a time. Get a couple this year, a couple next year. These are great to store in. This Glad does these.
Yeah, I like
As
them.
long as they seal well. Anything that seals well, that snaps and pops, then you know you have a good tight seal. What's the enemy of the freezer?
Air.
Air. Anytime air gets in, it dries out your cookies.
Right.
So what's your favorite, lady?
I like this.
You like that? She would like these if they didn't have cherries. What's it called? Chocolate chip cordials, so it has to have cherries. But you still like them anyway, huh? Sure. You know, at Patti's house, her kids, they all know about cookies because that's what she does. They all pitch in and help, and that's what Christmas is. It's family
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
you. And thank you for being with us today. Be sure to join us the next time because it just wouldn't be the same without you here at home. We'll see you the next time. Want to have one? Want to have another one? Go ahead.
Okay.
Furnishings provided by Levin Furniture, featuring Lane's Country Living Collection. Food provided by Jordan Banana Company, wholesalers of fresh fruit and vegetables in Trevosburg, Pennsylvania.
Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home. Thank you for watching.
Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.